I have to add myself to the stream or you can't see me. Okay. Hello, everybody. Nobody's watching, but that's okay. I am a little late today, which I truly apologize for. I have a lot going on here. We actually have um, a greenhouse that's being installed, which is really quite incredible. My husband and I bought an 18th century greenhouse, and we are installing that in our house right now. So, as we speak, it is being installed in our backyard, which is just incredible. So excited about this. Um, all right. So please say hi if you're coming on. I know there's a few people that are out there that have come on right now. So please do. It's great to see everybody. Happy Monday. I hope all of you are well. And I want to talk today about what you're willing to sacrifice for your to have your dream. So many people want to have it all. We have these ideas that we can have our have, that we want this grand love, this beautiful dream of love and partnership. I talk to women all day long who tell me that when they close their eyes and they think about what they're looking for, they have visions of a beautiful wedding on the beach with a handsome man and curling up on the sofa in front of a fire, sharing a bottle of beautiful wine in their newly bought townhouse or whatever it is they're looking for. And yeah, they have these incredible dreams of just being loving and supportive and having a man who has their back, being able to create a whole dream together. And I think that this is really amazing, right? I think that we can all have that. I just want to say that I know that every single one of you can have that dream. And I truly believe that it's out there. I don't think there's a single woman out there who cannot have an absolutely extraordinary relationship. Not one of you. There's not a reason in the world you can't have this, except that most of you are not willing. If you can't, you're not willing to invest in your dream. You are afraid to go for it. You're afraid to risk to have it all. When somebody goes to Vegas and they want to win big, they don't get big winnings by sitting there putting nickels in a quarter, in a slot machine. Those people risk big. Sure, there's a few people that get lucky, they hit a jackpot, but even hitting a nickel jackpot is not the same as risking it all and then winning, getting the winning number and winning big. So most people want to play it safe. They want to stay on the sidelines. They want to watch YouTube videos and read books and tell themselves that things are getting better and that they're getting somewhere, but they really aren't willing to risk. Now, here's the thing. If you're going to risk, you have to know that you are working with the best, that you have the love and support and guidance of people who have gone before you and who are living the dream that you want to achieve. That's the key. That's one of the main keys to having your dream. You don't want to go in and just take all your money. And if you've never played poker before, suddenly you're going to go in and just risk it all on poker and you know nothing about the game, right? You know nothing. Hi, Dallin. You know nothing about how to win at poker. And you're going to go in and you're going to just take all of your money and you're going to go in and play poker and risk your entire life savings. You're going to put yourself at risk. And the chances of you winning big are slim to none. Actually, it's more like you're going to lose everything. And then what? So you have to work with people who know what they're doing, people who have gone before you, who are smarter than you, who know the ropes, who can show you the way to get this done. That's a huge part of being able to win at anything, is to be able to find people who have exactly what you want, who have been living the dream that you're trying to achieve. So I'll share with you, when people go into a 12-step program, they will say to you, your best thinking got you here. Left to your own devices, this is what you did, right? You got yourself into a 12-step program. So then what you do is you choose a sponsor. You're not going to just go into a 12-step program and suddenly get sober and turn around years and years of behavior on a dime. No, you're going to have to put your energy, your time, you're going to have to really put yourself into this program. And in order to succeed, there's every reason why somebody can get clean and sober and create an extraordinary life for themselves in a program like AA, or like I did in a food program, a 12-step program for food called CEA How. It is completely doable, but you have to have a sponsor. You have somebody who you're following in their footsteps. And the way you choose a sponsor in a 12-step program is they say, look for someone who has what you want. Look for a person who has what you want, and then ask that person to become your sponsor so that they can show you the ropes and you can get to where you want to go. You can get your life on track. You can have a beautiful life. You can put your career back together. You can save your family, but you want to look for somebody who has what you want so that that person can lead the way. They've already done it themselves. They know the way there. They know where you're going to get tripped up. They know where you're going to become afraid. They know where you're going to want to drink. You're going to be sitting. You're going to put yourself in jeopardy, right? They've been there themselves. And so that person is qualified to teach you what to do and not do. But you're not just going to go into a 12-step book, get the big book and read it, and suddenly you're going to recover just because you're so wonderful and special. Doesn't work that way. You find a person who's done it and who has a track record and who has time, longevity. That's another piece of this. Longevity. You do not want to find somebody who's newly recovered, who doesn't have the hope, strength, and courage and wisdom to guide you. You do not want to work with somebody who hasn't been at this very long. You want to work with somebody who's actually been doing this for years, who really has not, who walks the talk and is the real deal, because that's how you're going to get the result, right? But this is something most people don't want to do. They don't want to hitch their wagon to someone else. They don't want to have to follow someone else's lead. They're not coachable. They think they know the answers. They've read a bunch of books. They think, oh my God, my girlfriends are just fine at this. They met guys, they're married, they're happy. Why do I have to be the one who has to go out and get help? Why me? I got to the point where I just said, does it matter? Does it matter why I have to get help in this area and other people don't? Does it matter that I was at the time 39 years old and I'd never had a healthy relationship with a man in my life? Never. I was married together a total of 13 years with my first husband, who turned out to be a pathological liar. I didn't even know. I couldn't recognize the qualities of a pathological liar. I didn't have the wisdom to even recognize that that was what was going on. I didn't have a label for it. until I finally got out of the marriage and I put the pieces together after being with this man for 13 years. I called some friends and they asked me, they said, well, what was going on? And I started describing what was happening. And I started to put the pieces together. And then I figured out, after being with him for 13 years, that he was a pathological liar. If you know anything about pathology, something that is pathological, it means that it isn't going to change. It means that this person is hardwired to do this, to behave in a certain way. When you have a pathology, it's a brain disorder. It's not going to change. So if you're dealing with a narcissist or somebody who really has um, avoidant personality disorder, it's not going to change. These people don't think there's anything wrong with them. My ex-husband thought he was smarter than everybody else, and he would exploit people's weaknesses by borrowing money from them and not paying them back, until the point where he stole money from me, the man that I slept next to every night for 13 years. He lied to me. I didn't realize. Now, had I been working with a therapist or a coach or somebody who could really read the writing on the wall, that person would have said, Lisa, there's something seriously wrong here. This person is pathological. And they would have helped me put the pieces together so that I could move forward faster. Make sense? I didn't have the wisdom or the perspective to see this on my own. And so I stayed in something far longer. I wasted years of my life trying to fix it and change it. It wasn't fixable. It wasn't going to change. And if I had had the right help, if I had had clarity, if I had asked smarter people than me for guidance, I would have been able to sort this out, but I couldn't. Have any of you ever been in a situation like this? I'm curious. Any of you been with people where you looked back and you thought, oh my God, how did I not see that? How did I not know that this person was unhealthy and was never going to change? I know some of you have been with narcissists. You've been in abusive relationships. You've had partners who cheated on you chronically. I know that. And you spent many more months of your life or years of your life in those relationships with people who are never going to change. And if you had just had the right help, the right guidance, the wisdom of people who were smarter than you, who knew how to put the pieces of the puzzle together for you, you would have left. You would have known and not wasted. You've been in that movie, right? You wouldn't have wasted all that time, that precious time that you would never get back again. That's what I mean by getting the right help and risking. Finding people who have been down that road, who are further down the road than you, so they can help you, so that you don't have to make the same mistakes. So I was 39 years old when I woke up and I said, Lisa, no, I was actually younger. I got out of my first marriage to my pathological lying ex-husband, and I knew I needed to do work on myself. The problem was I was not good at asking for help. I didn't know how to ask for help. Every time I'd asked for help when I was younger from my parents, from the adults around me, and I know many of you all have been through this same situation too. The adults in your young life did not show up for you. They didn't model healthy relationships. They didn't make good choices themselves. And so asking for help for many of you was hard. Stacy wrote that she spent 20 years with a narcissist who lied and cheated and wasted her time. After that ended 2.5 years ago, I vowed that I wasn't going to spend 1 minute with someone who didn't fit you. Stacy, are you in a good relationship now, or are you still out there searching? Because here's the deal. Even if you tell yourself you're not going to make these same mistakes, very often there are patterns there are behaviors that we're doing, and if you don't have a qualified professional to help you put the pieces together, very often you will make the same mistakes even though you tell yourself you won't. Or if you don't make the same mistakes, you will put up a wall so that you will filter out both the good people and the bad ones. It will affect your trust at a core level. And so you won't be able to open up to the right ones, even though you're not letting the wrong ones in either. So you'll shut down and you won't be able to distinguish the good ones from the not so good ones. That's where coaching comes in. That's where someone like me can again shave years off your love life, off of this trial and error and doing it on your own. One of the hardest things of all to do, because we are so deeply tied in at an emotional level. Finding true love speaks to the most core thing in all of us. How lovable am I? Renee said, spend all your COVID savings and let Lisa help you find your great love. Oh my God, I love you so much. I am screenshotting that comment, Renee. That is one of the best I've seen. So Renee is this wonderful, beautiful woman who found true love through our work together. Renee and I coached about a little over a year ago. She was joined my 12-week course, and this beautiful woman who had lost her husband of many years had a second chance at finding an even healthier, more loving and supportive relationship. Not to say her, not she loved her first husband, but she had a chance now to have a great love, and we worked together, and here she is. So thank you, Renee, for that. Yes, and you've been so there you go. You found somebody, hopefully, I don't know what a sigma male is, never heard that before, that term, but that's wonderful, Stacy. I hope it goes well. You said we've been hanging out for almost a year. Are you in a committed relationship? Has he told you that there's a future with him? Is he taking all the right steps to ensure that, that he follows through and that he's a man of his word? And are you asking for what you want and need in this relationship? Are you, making sure that you're not just hanging out, but that you're actually on track and that he's showing up and that he's giving you all the right signs, not just sitting back, but that you really know that if you want marriage, if you're looking for a future, I don't know if you have kids or if I can't tell, your age, but if you want kids, if you want a future, is this man not just promising, but actually taking the steps to show you? Because I will tell you, there are men who will go along in relationships and tell you what you want to hear, but then they don't deliver. You can wind up, a year or 2 or 5 or 10 years later, still waiting for that ring, for that marriage, for that commitment that you're longing for, to move in together, to buy a home together. There's a lot of things that, you got to be on top of. And maybe this is going in the right direction. I hope it is. And, there's a lot of stuff to consider so that you get what you want. So there are professionals out there who have solved this, who live this, who have manifested this in their own lives. I have spent the last 19 years. In September, my husband and I will celebrate our 19 years together, 17 of those years married. And we are lovers and playmates and guardians of each other's souls. We have a remarkable relationship. This is what I teach my clients how to have. I show them step by step, like Renee said, everything they need to know to be able to find true love for the rest of their lives and to know that they have met the right man, not just any man, but the right man, so that they don't waste their time putting their beautiful lives in the hands of a man who may enjoy, thanks, Natalie. They don't just put themselves in the hands of a man who, tells them what they want to hear and strings them along, but that they really find out, is this the kind of man who walks his talk, who has his life together, who has his proverbial ducks in a row, and really knows how to love and care for a partner. That's what I show you how to do to find true love for the rest of your life. I take you by the hand and I show you exactly what you need to know from start to finish. I give you a step-by-step plan so none of you waste another moment of your precious lives sitting on your sofa, right swiping and left swiping with strange guys. For a lot of you, you're at an age in life where this is not where you thought you'd be. You wanted to be at a place in your life where you were building something with someone, not on your own, not worried about whether or not you're going to be able to retire, whether or not you'll have enough money to enjoy your life, whether or not you'll have someone to enjoy your life with. Imagine if you could cross meet my soulmate off your to-do list, what that would feel like. And to have somebody who's been down that road and can show you how to do that every step of the way. So if you are struggling, if you're out there and you just want a step-by-step plan for getting this solved, please watch my free 45-minute presentation. It's easy peasy. Just go and watch it. You don't have to do anything. It costs you nothing but 45 minutes of your time. What you're going to find is that just by watching this 45-minute presentation, you are going to hear mistakes you've been making, and it's going to open your mind to how much you don't know about how to get this solved. Imagine what it would be like to have somebody in your corner. I had a client who messaged me, sent me an email over the weekend, who was in a tough situation. And she didn't know what to do. An ex came back into her life and she was struggling. And I told her the truth. I told her what I wish somebody had told me 30 years ago. Get the hell out of this. Don't look back. Cut the cord. This is never going to work. You're beautiful. You're talented. You're smart. You're loving. And you need to raise your bar. But that relationship is never going to be what you want it to be. Are there other men out there who will love you and cherish you and adore you? Hell yes, but not this guy. She needs to hear this. She needs to know that it is never going to work. And she needs to hear it from somebody who loves her and has her back and knows with 100% certainty that it's not going to happen. This is what I do for my clients. That's what I do for them. And I said it with love, and she knows that. She knows it came from my heart to her heart and that I care enough to tell her the truth. And what's wonderful is she's invested a lot of money to work with me. And she knows that if she's hiring me to hear the truth and so that she can get it right this time, so that she doesn't wake up 2 more years from now in the same spot. And it was worth the investment to have that. to have somebody who loves her enough to speak the truth so that she doesn't waste more time. So many of you are wasting time. And I can tell you the one thing we don't have is time to waste. Ask Renee. When you meet the guardian of your soul, when you really have that love, you don't want to miss a single second of this. This is like being on vacation for 19 years. Every single moment of every day has been a dream. But my husband and I did the work to get here. We didn't just wake up and find this perfect person. Benjamin did 8 years of therapy with a mentor and coach. And I did 8 years of work when I got out of my marriage with Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote the Four Agreements. I got my master's degree in spiritual psychology. I went to a 12-step program. I worked on myself long and hard because I wanted to have a better life. I invested thousands of dollars, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in coaching and mentoring so I could have the life I have. Nobody handed this to me for free. I invested with the best people I could find. I used to go once a month. I used to go to San Diego, California to work with Don Miguel. Simultaneously, I was getting my master's degree. I did a weekend a month doing that for 2 years. I went to the Landmark Forum. I went to a 12-step program every single week, 3 times a week for 4 years so I could get my eating under control. None of this was handed to me. None of it. It was hard work. We ripped off the Band-Aids, he and I, but when we met, the two of us had processed our stuff. We had worked through our deepest, darkest secrets. We looked at who we were. We looked at the hardest, most disappointing parts of ourselves, and we were okay with it. We learned how to accept both the wonderful things about us and our flaws so that we didn't have to bring our insecurities into this relationship and put that stuff on each other. That's what I'm going to teach you how to do. So please, yep, the one constant is you. And you have to know your boundaries and you have to know how to learn to ask for what you want and need in a relationship. That's how you get there. So please, if you're struggling and you really want to get this solved, go to lisashield.com and watch my free presentation. It's really, people say it is the best one they've ever seen. There are other ones out there, but people who watch this presentation, they will tell you it is one of the very best out there. It's eye-opening. But don't watch it and think you've got this solved. Do me a favor. If you watch it and you really see that you've got stuff to learn and you learn something from the presentation, please, please, there's the link to the presentation. So please, if you watch it, you're not going to be able to put this stuff into practice without my help. You may think you can, you're going to go out there and you're not going to be able to do it on your own. So be sure that if you watch the presentation, you make sure that you sign up for a call with me so I can show you how to implement what you learned from the presentation. All right, everybody, I am going to go. This has been Lunch with Lisa. I do want to share that every Sunday, my husband Benjamin and I, we are doing a Facebook Live, and it is unbelievable. If you want to learn, it's called Getting Inside the Right Male Mind. It is remarkable. You will hear me talk with my husband for 30 to 30 minutes, 30 to 60 minutes. You will hear me talk. It's called Getting Inside the Right Male Mind. And it is on Sunday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Okay. Do not miss this. Tell your friends, tell your girlfriends, tell your guy friends, but do not miss this this Facebook Live. My husband and I talk very intimately about things that most men do not share with women. Benjamin will open up his heart and his mind, and he's going to share things that you will never hear other men say and never hear them say it in the way Benjamin says it. He really does have a remarkable mind, and we get deep and raw and real. So please tune into that. And also come on, I do a Tuesday Facebook Live. Um, and that one, my Tuesday Facebook Live is at we usually I'm going to change the time. So I'm going to say that I'm going to do it at 7 o'clock Mountain Time on Tuesday. And that is a Facebook Live Q&A. So that's where you can come and ask me questions and, I will answer your questions, your dating questions. So I do 3 Facebook Lives every week. I do the Monday Facebook Live from noon to 12:30 on Mondays. I do one on Tuesdays from 7 o'clock to 8 p.m. Tuesday night, and then we do our Sunday Facebook Live. So please join us. I send you so much love. Please go and watch my presentation. It will change your life. If you want to just get this solved, let's jump on a call and let's get emotionally naked. All right, everybody. Love to you all, and I will see you next week at the same time. Bye bye.